Hey friend, welcome to the Get Rooted in Health podcast. I'm Gabby Flater, a faith-led wife, mom of 3, certified nutrition consultant, personal trainer, and passionate about changing lives. I know how frustrating it can be to navigate the health and wellness world. You want to be motivated to prioritize your well-being and wish you were more educated when it comes to cultivating a healthy home. Maybe you're a mom who's completely burnt out and needs a fresh perspective on life, or you're searching for a place to feel seen, heard, and encouraged in a godly manner. No matter if you're doing the dishes, getting your sweat on, or drinking reheated coffee while watching the kids play, there is always an opportunity for growth. If you are ready to finally take action about these desires and are ready to learn, grow, and transform your mind, then you are in the right place. It's time to establish deeper roots so you can enjoy a more fruitful and fulfilling harvest. Let's dig in. Hello, and welcome to the Get Rooted in Health podcast. My name is Gabby. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. Today we are going to chat about muscle loss or muscle gain. Only simply, this will be just a shorter episode, but only because I recently just turned 30. I'm in my 30s, and they say that by age 30 and older is when you start to experience muscle loss. That is, if you don't do anything to help yourself not lose the muscle mass. And when you don't focus on building and growing and supporting your body and muscle as you are aging, you are just more susceptible to injuries, sarcopenia. Your bones are brittle, your muscles aren't strong, just all the things. And I don't want that for myself, and I don't want that for you guys. But just a side note, I'm always joking that like the year leading up to me turning 30, I was like, how am I not 30 yet? Like, how have I not turned 30? I feel like I've had a lot of life happen, a lot of adultish things where I'm like, I feel like I should be 30 in order to be dealing with this. Not that it matters, but here I am. I'm 30 now, and my husband turned 30 4 days later, so I'm no longer the old one in my house. But it was a big deal. This is a big year. Like, we had our 10-year anniversary. Alex and I both turned 30. We had a new baby. We're outgrowing our home, so who knows when a new home purchase is going to have to happen. So it's just a big year. And I don't know. You're going to have to give me your feedback. Are the 30s good? I've always felt like, 30s, I can't wait. I feel like you feel more established as a person. And like, yeah, I feel that. I do feel that for myself. But I feel very excited for my 30s, a new decade, what's to come of that, which it's kind of neat. So my husband and I, we got married at 19, but we turned 20 like just a couple months after. So we've literally lived a whole decade of our lives together, and now we're entering a new decade in our 30s together, and a new decade of marriage. So it's just kind of neat to have those hand in hand go together and just kind of look at it that way. Maybe after tax season, him and I can spend a little more time really dreaming up like our next decade together. It feels like an eternity, but it also feels like, where did the time go? 10 years. Like, holy smokes. It's just wild. So, 30s. So what happens is age-related muscle loss it's natural. It's a natural part of aging. And after age 30, you begin to lose between 3 and 5% of muscle per decade. So by the time you hit 40, you could have lost 5% of that muscle. By the time you hit 50, you could have lost 10-ish%. So you're losing if you're not choosing to focus on preserving it, gaining, how to maintain it. And just wanted to touch on a couple ways to really focus on that, on your muscles, and just giving your body the best success for as you're getting older. I know that I have a wide range of ages listening to this episode, so it doesn't matter how old you are now and how old you are and what you've been doing up until now. You can always say yes to today and start today. You can always start because it will always benefit you. It will begin to. It won't feel easy. It won't feel good right away. It's not going to. I'm just going to make it. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it. But you're just going to have to say, I'm all in because I want to feel good. I want to be able to play with my grandkids. I want to not have to be in the hospital. I don't want to have to rely on a wheelchair or a cane or be bound to my bed or whatever. Like you want to be able to go to hiking or visit places. And I want that for you. I do. And the only way that's going to happen is if you are willing to come alongside your body and support it rather than fall into these traps of the conveniences of our world that has made us become less reliant on physical activity to get what we want, or work, mental and physical, because there's a whole mental side of it to being able to show up and push through and persist. And then there's a whole physical side of it to be able to show up and perform the work, to actually do the do. So it's hand in hand. And when our world has made things so convenient and so less physical, I guess to put it, it doesn't set us up for like what? What do we want to become like? What's that movie? WALL-E, where they are like floating around on these like, I don't know, bed ships. They're like shaped like a bed, but they like fly around, and you just push buttons and order your soda and your food, and it just comes to you, and you don't have to walk, and you don't have to do anything to get your food, and you don't have to anything. Like, no thanks. I'm not really interested. Not interested. So I want you guys to reap the benefits of preserving and maybe adding on some muscle as you get older. And that will definitely, like, I'm actually kind of looking forward to the challenge for myself, 30 and above. Like, what can I do to continue to support my body as I'm getting older? And I know I'm not even that old. It just, I've hit that point in my life where I'm like, okay, 30. Like, I'm only getting older. So let's keep rolling. Let's keep the good habits going. And I'm going to have to see how it all changes down the road as you hit different stages in life and different hormone levels and whatnot. So the biggest thing, and we've talked about this so much, is eating protein. Your body breaks down protein food, the protein-rich foods, into amino acids, which is used to build muscle. So eat that protein. Eat meat. Eat the red meat. It's okay. You need all of that. Okay? Eat protein-rich foods and always make sure that it's at the forefront of your mind. When I am choosing food for my day, when I am building my plate, when I am, going in the fridge or whatever, yes, I'm not perfect every time, but majority of the time when I'm serving my family and myself food, I'm always thinking, how much sugar is in this? How much protein will we be getting from this meal? And, have we had any veggies today? Now, I'm not like, you need to eat cups and cups and cups of raw veggies. Like, I just feel like they're good to have on hand for those snacky moments when you would really want something else, but you could have a bunch of veggies ready for yourself. But really focusing on reducing the sugar, which turns into inflammation. Now, I do have a sweet tooth. Like, I love baking things. I love eating it. But really just being mindful of all of that. And, like, in your coffees and, like, when it's not a sweet treat, like, just being mindful of, like, if it's a snack or a drink, like, how much sugar are you consuming in those outside of, say, having a piece of homemade pie? Like, I find, like, I made it, I'm going to eat it. Like, I made this homemade pie. Yes, it has maple syrup or coconut sugar or even just regular sugar in it, but I can enjoy it and I don't need to feel guilty about it because I've chosen to not fill my whole rest of my day with sugar. So focus on the protein. Always have that in mind. Where is the protein going to be coming from today? And save fun recipes from Pinterest, from Instagram. I feel like Instagram is the new recipe, like Recipegram or like Foodstagram. They should just have that. Foodigram? I don't know. That'd be dangerous. But I save so many recipes. I get so many ideas, and it's just like, oh, that's such a great way to add protein in. But I lately have just been really trying to nail on the head in the mornings. Tons of protein. I mean, it could be 30 grams, it could be 40 grams. And that's like having 3 chicken sausages and some egg whites with 2 eggs, and then my sourdough toast that has einkorn flour in it. And einkorn flour is higher in protein. And then you add a little bit of peanut butter, which has just a little bit of protein. And there you go. Or I have a Greek yogurt on the side, like my Oikos has like 15 grams of, protein. So I have that with my eggs and sausage. Or you have your protein coffee alongside your toast and eggs. Like always, trying to have that. I've been really loving a mint shake in the mornings with frozen banana. I sliced up a bunch of banana slices to freeze. So I have banana slices that are frozen. I can't even say it. Frozen banana slices. I throw those in my blender and add a splash of, or like a little bit of, raw milk, the rest with some water, ice cubes, and then I do my chocolate mint protein powder, and then I use a half a scoop of my other grass-fed just chocolate powder, protein powder, and it's so good. It's just like a minty, I love anything chocolate mint, so it's like a minty goodness, and it's got probably like 30, maybe 35 grams of protein, depends on what I all am adding to it. And it's great. I love it. So protein. Watch the sugar, because that creates inflammation in the body and just creates bad habits. It's addicting. So resistance training, my favorite. So I always encourage people to pick up the weights. Be consistent with your strength training. Being consistent builds muscle mass. But you also need to give yourself rest. So lift weights 3 to 4 times a week. It could be for 10, 20, 30 minutes. I don't know. I could lift weights for an hour and be in heaven. Like, I just absolutely love it. I love lifting weights. Don't be afraid to lift heavy. Ladies, you're not going to turn into the Hulk. Trust me. Like, you'd have to do some pretty crazy, wild stuff in order to look like that. Okay? I love squatting and deadlifting heavy things, squatting with a 50-pound kettlebell, whatever. Like, it's good stuff. It's good for your body. So you're actually breaking down your muscle, though, at that moment. You're breaking down and tearing your muscle fibers when you're lifting weights. Where the magic happens is when you recover, when you give yourself a day of rest, where it's just maybe some walking and some stretching or yoga or something, and you fuel up with protein. Then your muscles will rebuild even stronger after that. So, yes, lift the weights, but the magic really happens with what you do post that. So get consistent. Just get yourself a few dumbbell sizes. Find something free on YouTube or hire me. And let's get you going. I recently had a friend out of the blue reach out to me and just say, hey, look, I really want to support my body with exercise because I know it will better help my hormones. It wasn't necessarily, she said, it's not for physical or like appearance, like it's not for the body aesthetics. It's more for hormonal health. She doesn't want high impact. She doesn't want HIIT. Like, none of that. Sure, we'll get her heart rate up a little bit, but we're focusing on strength, good mobility, balance, core, and just functional movement that isn't making her sweat her brains out, but she's moving her body, she's building strength, she's giving stability, and supporting her body in so many ways, and being able to support her hormone health. And I just thought that was a beautiful thing when somebody came to me and wanted a workout plan that wasn't like, give me the hardest stuff. I want to look amazing. I want to lose 1,000,000 pounds. Do it. Like, no. This is someone who knows. And I know she's been working to heal her hormones, so she kind of knows what she needs to be looking for is just that next step of like, she was willing to reach out and take the action, and she's been doing the work, and she feels that she's getting stronger. And so it's just awesome to see that she's been building in 3 to 4 days a week of strength, whether that's with weights or body weight, and then is walking on other days. I mean, it's great. It's wonderful. And it's just a beautiful testament to how much that can support you. And she's a little older than me. And so I love that. And I'm here for it. So resistance training, do it, even with some resistance bands. But you can find a lot of things online, apps, Instagram. I mean, they better just have like a Foodstagram, a Fitstagram. Like, come on. Like, there's so many things that I go on there for. It's wild. It's wild. Where I'm like, man, I use Instagram a lot when I'm looking for something. All right. Increase your omega-3s, just your the healthy fat that you want in your body. That is an important thing to continue to have, and you can find those in like salmon, walnuts, flax seeds. These are anti-inflammatory, and they can easily just be added right into your diet. Inflammation causes your muscles to break down. So when you're consuming omega-3s, which are anti-inflammatory, it will help, the rate of your muscle growth and all of that. So again, with the sugars, those cause inflammation in the body. So that's why I was telling you to be cautious and aware of your sugar consumption as well. So omega-3s are awesome. I also take a supplement from our wellness store, Melaleuca. They have a pill, like a pill form, or they have this delicious omega-3 like liquid, and there's one that's peach mango, and there's like a key lime one. Lately, I've been having a really hard time swallowing. I don't have ever any hard time swallowing, but I get nauseous. I feel like when I swallow the omega pills lately, and maybe that was just due to pregnancy. I should try again. But now that I'm not, I have been taking the stuff that I give to my kids, and I can take it too. It's for adults, but I love how it tastes. So it tastes delicious, but without the fishy taste. So omega-3s, get that in. Vitamin D levels, that helps with protein growth, helps build muscle. So sun exposure, just getting that, and then if you have a vitamin D supplement, you can make sure that you're taking that too. But we'll be getting a lot more sunshine here in the Midwest soon, so I'm very much looking forward to that. And then just, walking is going to increase your mobility. You don't have to be a runner. You don't have to go hard at it. You don't have to be on the elliptical or the Stairmaster. You can just be walking at a brisk pace. It's going to be great for your body, especially on those rest days. Enhances blood flow. It's really beneficial to your insulin levels if you can take a 10-minute walk like after you eat, or just to break up the day a couple times a day. You could do like, 2 20-minute walks, or 2 10-minute walks, or 3 10-minute walks, whatever you have time for, can just really help you to maintain muscle mass, keep mobility in your joints. Again, adds a little cardio to the mix. If you're not into doing other cardio type things, that's okay. You don't have to. And then also just helps with your body's response to insulin. When you get to go on a walk after you eat something, it helps your body process the things that you've eaten better, rather than raising your insulin levels. So those are just areas that you can focus on really as you are aging or have already aged. I don't know the right word to use, just to best support your body as you, like I said, I just hit 30, and I'm like, I really need to make sure that I focus on these things more and more and more as I approach 40, in 10 years, and just continuing to strength train and come alongside my body as I'm maybe feeling different aches and pains and joint things or hormone shifts or whatever, so that I can truly have the best setup and success rate of thriving when I'm 60, 70, 80 years old. Like, I would love that. I would love to be able to go on walks with grandkids, hikes with grandkids, if that's in my future, and be able to garden and do all these things. That's a lot of labor. If we buy a house with more land, that means more upkeep. And I want to be able to keep up with all of that. I love mowing the lawn. I love, if we have chickens, like tending to them and, just being able to do all these things without having limitations. And yes, they're going to happen at times, but maybe less often, or I recover faster. And so just wanted to encourage you guys and give you practical tips to eat your protein, watch your sugar intake, strength train, resistance train 3, maybe 4 times a week. Doesn't have to be long. You could do 20 minutes. And then omega-3s, vitamin D, and walking. So I hope that you found this helpful, beneficial, that you will implement these so that you can have a thriving life and body as you get older, and that we can live a well life together, because that's what it's all about. We're here for the long run. So thanks for tuning in this week, guys, and I will catch you next time. Be well.